What is up, rockers? Welcome back here to another Rise of Kingdoms content. In today's video, we are going to take a look into King J, or known as Jakkie. So today, we have a little bit of information from King J. This player, since we looked at him, he was right about 75 million. I think he's powered up a little bit now since the first initial video that we did. Now, I kind of got to know the situation in here due to the civil war they're having. And what's nice about this is that every kingdom pretty much experienced civil war, and it's always different stories and different, aspects of why, the civil war started. And with King J, I kind of was able to relate a little bit since it kind of happened to me in 1253. Now, I did ask for some information from King J so he can send stuff to us so we can review how his progression within Rise of Kingdoms. Now, this whale is brand new, and this whale is actually also from Thailand. So I don't really get to meet any people from Thailand playing Rise of Kingdoms. I know back then there used to be a group, but I feel like the group of Thailand players are very small. So if you guys are from Thailand, you want to be in the same kingdom as King J, reach out to him. He is Thai. This is gonna definitely be an interesting content because in 2953, right, they have civil war, and King J has taken a lot into himself to fight against his enemies, and his main goal, for what I know, for what I understand, is basically to spread out the rewards of the in the game, going from stronger players to weaker players, kind of like a Robin Hood, in my opinion, for free to play. So he basically wants free to plays to flourish, the weak players to flourish, weak players to be able to get rewards, so that players can enjoy playing the game. I think one of the biggest thing for him is players to enjoy and having fun with him playing in the same server. So he's not necessarily like heavily on like, okay, KVK is the only most important thing in Rise of Kingdoms. No, for him, it is kind of a mixed that KVK is important. Yes, he's going to participate. He's going to do his best. But at the same time, I think more important is the home kingdom and the players around him being able to get, commanders and enjoy just the basic nature of the Rise of Kingdoms game. So looking into King J, he's got 350,000 kill points now. I think it's pretty high in terms of pre-KVK, and him going to KVK will definitely earn more kill points. So, I mean, the biggest thing that caught my attention is his deaths, because he's got 2.2 million deaths already. That's pretty a lot, all right? So he really fought a lot in the battlefield here. He's killed 21 million T4. So that's huge. I think majority of these deaths are from swarming base or swarming cities. So King J, like I said, he is a new player in here. He's got a lot to learn as well. He's got a lot to experience and kind of like find his way, right? So this is pretty fun. This is an exciting moment for him because when I first started playing the game, I didn't have any blueprint. I didn't have any idea, and we kind of went along the way, kind of learning what it is now the norm. So for King J, I kind of like his approach. I think he's a little bit of a rebel that kind of goes away from the norm of Rise of Kingdoms, which is really cool because I wanted to do that as well. But for me, it was just harder without the power to really dominate or assert your dominance. So I wasn't being able to be successful to do it. But I'm really curious on how things are going to turn out with the situations in here in 2953. And, I think they're trying to calm things down, establish the alliances, leadership, and basically their team. And then eventually the players in here that are weak will, have now a chance to grow, and it's not just going to circulate among top players. So those are some of the things that we can see in the game, but let's take a look at what he has sent us today. All right, so let's review the commanders that he's got here. Now, for what I understand, when we first talked in here, he mentioned to me that he have spent $30,000 in 20 days, and he got T5 right away. That is absolutely insane. I mean, like, you spend 30 grand in 20 days, and then you get T5. That's amazing. So let's take a look into the commanders he's got. He's got a Max Minamoto. He's got some gears in here. He definitely has that VIP. I think that's a VIP 16 gear. He's got that equipped. Keep in mind that he is a brand new player, and he's doing pretty good on the gears and how he's setting things up in here. Of course, over the time, once you have more access to the other gears, he'll be able to build the sets, and it's going to be a lot more easier. into progression. And you can see that Charles Martel in here, I guess he ran out of materials. He crafted this. This is a farmer gear, but that's actually really smart, because if you ran out of materials, then you can just build that and temporarily let your infantry use it, because if you look into the mask, it actually gives you an infantry attack plus 4%. So that kind of is not bad, because it allows you to have that buff. And using the bone instead of stone, he probably just ran out, and he can just remove that later once he build his sets in here. Let's take a look into the next one. A Hannibal Barca. Not the best gear right now, because he has his good gears are actually on Cav, so I assume he might be going into a Cav main focus and a little bit of an infantry focus in here. He's got Aethel Fled as well, level 36. I recommend to make Aethel a little bit higher, but if you use Aethel Fled as secondary, I guess you don't need to, since he is going to be a whale. Maybe not necessarily to make Aethel Fled 60, maybe 40 is fine, like what he's had with 4 stars available for all skill unlock. He's got Mehmed. This one I don't recommend working on it further. Mehmed is okay, but it's good to use in the very beginning of the game. Tao Tao, definitely max it out. Good for barbarians later on. And chasing players. Richard, a good commander. It can be used in the early game, in the field, and very strong. And you can also use in the early game as a garrison commander. But keep in mind, as you progress into the next, in the KVK 2s and 3s and 4, you might want to find a different option by then. Tutmos. I never planned to max Tutmos, but a lot of whales in the early kingdoms max Tutmos. So for me, I feel like there's going to be a lot better archer commanders that are going to come out. So I don't really highly recommend it. I guess this is a good touch up for him. A good commander to use in the epic section. You can either go for Pelagius, Belisarius, or Baybars. And Lohar without any gear, which is okay, since this is just a peacekeeping. Boudica. All right, peacekeeping commander, Belisarius. What I recommend for this one, if you're doing the Belisarius, you can definitely equip the wind set so that you can chase the players in the field. So I guess, again, he ran out of gears in here. So if you look into that weapon, right, that's going to give you a Cav's buff in here, Cav attack plus 6%. So he's got a few things to kind of work on in here, which is very minor. Sun Tzu, I've recommended that this is a good commander to use. You can do a Martel Sun Tzu if you like in the field, or even use it on your base to defend it. Bjorn Ironside, not really used in here. He's got this, but I just will dismantle that if you're not really using it. Baybars. Scipio Africanus, not really recommended anymore. Ilji Mandiok. Joan of Arc, this is a gatherer. I highly recommend to equip a gathering setup in here. Osman and Imhotep. And then, okay, let's take a look into the Alliance power ranking. So you can see J01 with the highest power, B8 with the second highest power. Third is HSH. And then we got J02 in here with 300. So, of course, Primary Alliance really have a big gap, but the other ones doesn't really have a huge gap into the powers. And this is the next in line for the powers. Let's take a look into individual power. We got King J, huge differences of power in here. And Pandora, Poem, Jack Zana. Really huge, discrepancy on power from the number 1 and number 2. He is the only T5 in the kingdom. All right, this is the next page for that one. And individual kill ranking, once again, huge discrepancy. 352 million kill points to 120 kill points. Huge. This is the continuation of the individual kill ranking. All right, now we're looking into his bag in here. He currently still have VIP 17 when he took the screenshot. I think he has decent amount of resources, not too crazy. I mean, he's been making troops, upgrading. I guess he finished upgrading everything already, but you can see he's a little bit drained on the resources. Speed ups, relatively okay. Got a decent amount of 5 minutes there for the training. Ooh, he's accumulating pretty fast, actually. My goodness. I wonder how much gems he's got. Oh, he's got 1.5 million gems. That's crazy. 6820K. Oh my God, that reserves. I'm jealous. 89 of those 4 hours, boost there. Wow. I wish I have those. Let's take a look at the gear. Pretty interesting. We've seen pretty much of these already that were equipped to the commander, so this is kind of redundant now. Action point. He's getting ready for KVK, perhaps to grind those Marauders or KVK Barbs. And 320. Wow. Okay. You've got accumulation of gold heads there. I wonder what next commander he's going to max. I think he should be waiting for YSG and max YSG out. And stars and sculptures. More sculptures. And the amount of gems he's got. 1.5 million gems. It's a lot. I wish I have one. I've never seen myself to 1.5 million gems. So he ended up pushing it to VIP 18. He's now VIP 18. I think looking in this one, he used a lot of gems. 585k gems now. The gems is nothing for him. It's like consumable, so he can definitely like have another million gems by next week. It's crazy. Just like wow. So VIP 18 finally with 598k gems or 600k gems. Absolutely insane. This guy has a lot to go through and a lot to learn as well, still within the game. He is a Thailand whale, and I don't think I've met anybody that is a Thailand whale. So if you're from Thailand, you want to, create this community with him, reach out to him. Besides that, rockers, we've highlighted King J or Jackie. We're really curious on how things are going to progress within his gaming. With that being said, rockers, thank you guys for watching. If you'd like to see more of these type of videos, subscribe to the channel and press like into the video. I'll see you again next time.